Gospel according to Mark. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus and said to him, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." He replied, "What do you wish me to do for you?" They answered, "Grant that in your glory we may sit one at your right and the other at your left." Jesus said to them, "You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the cup that I drink, or be baptized with the baptism with which I am baptized?" They said to him, "We can." Jesus said to them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink. And with the baptism with which I am baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at my right or at my left is not mine to give, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared." When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at James and John. Jesus summoned them and said, "You know that those who are recognized as rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones make their authority felt over them. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you will be the slave to all. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus.
Kids, come on up. Come on up. Have a seat right on the floor right here, please. I'd like to start off with a brief question here. How many of you know what the word famous means? What does famous mean? That people really like you and they really know a lot about you, right? Okay? Can you name some things that people do to become famous? Or maybe can you think of some famous people by name? What's one? What do people do to become famous? Do you know? Just be awesome? Okay. Hey, I'm an awesome guy. I must be famous. All right. So, what do people do to become famous? Can you give me some examples of famous people? We call them celebrities. What's one example? You're trying to remember, okay? I'll give you an example. Look at your shirt. What's on your shirt? Okay, so are basketball stars in the NBA famous? A lot of people know them, right? Who are some other famous people? The Dallas Cowboys? Are you a Dallas Cowboy fan? I can tell. Okay. Who are some other famous people? You're not? You're not a Dallas Cowboy? Okay. So we got that clarified. Thank you for clarifying that for us. Appreciate that. Who are some other famous people? George Washington, yes, who's currently dead, but he was a great president, yes. So, what's another example? Elvis, yes. Another dead guy, but a great guy, yes. How about some living people today? Who are some living famous people today? You don't know? Okay. Just felt like stretching your arm? Okay. What's one more? Oprah Winfrey. She's definitely alive. Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, so we can think of athletes, people famous in sports, right? How about music stars? A lot of music stars, right? How about people in the government, like President Obama or some other famous politicians? Or famous writers? How many of you are familiar with Harry Potter books? Okay? So J.K. Rowling, who wrote all those books, very famous. A lot of other famous writers too. So there's a lot of famous people. Now, what do famous people usually get for being famous when they become big sports stars or big writers or big musicians, whatever? What do they usually get because they're famous?
The Medal of Honor.
The Medal of Honor, okay. Whatever that is, okay. They get medals, they get trophies, right? What else do they get when they become famous? Money? Yeah, lots of money probably, right? Definitely. So what else? And you got your purse, yes. Little boys can have purses too, I guess. That's a good thing. Okay. So what else? They get titles. You know, like they're a teacher or a president or stuff like that, right? Yeah, I'm glad you got money in there. That's great. Thank you for the show and tell. Thank you very much. You got a whole $1. Don't spend it all in one place. Okay. All right. So we know that famous people get a lot of things, right? Maybe they buy big houses, have big cars, you know, a lot of things like that. Okay. And they own a lot of stuff. Okay. Now, do you think owning all that stuff and being famous is important to Jesus?
No.
Why no?
Yeah, I know sometimes.
Yeah, I know you know, but can you share your answer with us, please? Can't remember. Okay, cat's got your tongue. Okay, do you think those things are important to Jesus? They have lots of money, big house, fame and fortune. Do you think that's important to Jesus? How many of you say no? Raise your hand. Okay, now why do you think those things aren't really important to Jesus? Can anybody tell me? Maybe you can tell me what is important to Jesus. What is important to Jesus? Can you tell me? Being alive is important to Jesus? Yeah, I'd say that's important. Sure. Okay. What else is important to Jesus? What kinds of things would he rather have you do than have lots of money and fame and fortune and things? Yes? Take care of people. What a great answer. That's exactly it. And so when we take care of people, we're showing Jesus love for them, right? So do you think that for Jesus it's more important to love, be kind, be patient, be helpful, share things, than have lots of money and lots of stuff? Do you agree with that? Yeah. So we heard in the gospel that word servant. How many of you have heard that word before? Okay, what's a servant? Can you tell me what a servant is, Rachel? Like serving food, okay? So giving people things, okay? Or helping them out, right? Okay, that's what a servant does. It helps people out, waits on them. Yes? Cleaning your house. Yes, a servant can clean your house. Do you have a servant come over and clean your house? No. Do you wish you had a servant to clean your house? No. Okay. Well, it sounds like Mommy and Daddy have taught you to do your chores, right? This is a good thing. Wonderful. All right. So we heard in the gospel about James and John, who are among 12 apostles, which means that they're special followers and friends of Jesus, all right? And James and John are thinking that, hey, this Jesus that we're following is probably going to become a big shot someday. He's going to be a king, and he's going to lead people, and he'll probably have lots of money and fame and fortune and things like that. And we want a piece of that pie. So we're going to ask him, hey, put us on your right and left. Help us to be big shots too, just like you're going to be a big shot. And you know, his other friends, the other apostles, were they happy with that? No. No, James and John were asking for things for themselves. It was all about what they can get instead of doing what Jesus said is more important, which is what? Serving other people, helping other people, loving other people, right? Those are the important things. And so that is what you and I and all of us are called to do too. It is more important for us to be servants, to help and love other people, than just think about ourselves and get a lot of stuff and become famous. And if we live that way, according to what Jesus asked of us, where do you think that we can go after we leave this earth? What's the name of that place that's God's home? Heaven, which is the richest place that we can possibly imagine, because it's full of love, full of peace, full of joy, full of light. How many of you think that sounds like a pretty cool place to go to? couple of you are still thinking about it. Okay, well, works in progress, folks. Okay. So what I'd like to give you before you go away, and I want to thank you for your wonderful participation. You had great answers. I'm going to pass out these sheets, and it teaches us more about the importance of being servants. On the front, you're going to see a nice coloring page with a servant type of person here. Okay, color it any way you want. On the back, there's a word puzzle, finding words. How many of you have done word searches before? A lot of you. Okay, well, you're going to love this puzzle because it has to do with what we were just talking about. So, Rachel, can you help me pass these out? Be my servant? Oh, I like that title. Okay, that's good. Would you like to be my servant? Wonderful. Can you help pass that out? And once you get one, I want you to quietly walk back to your family and friends. And thank you so much for coming out. Could you all stand up quietly, please? And then once you receive your sheet, walk quietly back. Thank you very much. And I'll take whatever extras you have left over. Thank you. Thank you very much. And one for yourself. Thank you very much.